Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Anxious Owl podcast. I'm Stacy, a licensed clinical social worker who is passionate about helping humans get out of their heads and on with the life they deserve. Today, we're going to talk about healing the body through yoga, a therapist perspective. Yoga's healing power emerges from a combination of physiological, neurological, and psychological processes. While scientific research on yoga continues, evidence suggests that regular practice can improve various aspects of physical health. Yoga has ancient roots in Indian philosophy and spiritual traditions, originating thousands of years ago with the word yoga deriving from the Sanskrit term yut, meaning to yoke, unite, or join. The practice integrates mind, body, and spirit to promote holistic well being. As a therapist, I explore how yoga can bridge the gap between scientific evidence and traditional practices, showing that yoga can be a powerful tool for promoting physical well being. Since humans often store stress and trauma in the body, incorporating yoga into your routine can help release that tension and encourage healing. So let's take a look at some specific ways yoga can support the body natural healing process. Muscle strength and flexibility. Man, think of your muscles as the foundation of a resilient structure. Carefully crafted yoga poses and sequences work together to enhance those muscle strength and flexibility by targeting various muscle groups. Incorporating these movements into your routine helps build a solid base for increased stability and reduces your risk of injury. We all go about our days as humans, we're very systematic, we're very routine oriented, right? We barely use all of our muscle systems. So when we incorporate yoga, it really challenges our bodies to move into positions and using muscle groups that in the past have aided us in the way we lived, like as hunters and gatherers. But fast forward to today, we often don't use these muscle groups, but they're a part of our well being. So by utilizing yoga, it really allows our bodies to stay true to the humans that we are and really challenges our muscle systems to stay in those healthy states, right? And next, we'll talk about joint health. We'll go down that. Our joints are the hinges that enable smooth movement, right? So we want strong, resilient muscles, but we also want smooth movement. Yoga's gentle stretch and joint exercises promote flexibility and reduces stiffness. Engaging in weight-bearing poses not only strengthens the muscles, but also contributes to joint health, ensuring optimal function. So we're trying to do all these things together. There's balance in it all. So not only are we challenging muscle systems that we don't use daily, we're also wanting to ensure that our joints have the ability to do what they need to do by that movement and holding on to those muscles, right? Balance and posture. Imagine a tree standing tall and firm. Okay? You'll see this if you already practice yoga, you're very aware of this. Yoga introduces poses that challenge your balance and promote proper alignment. Much like a tree rooted in the earth, as you improve your balance and posture, you start to understand how to address the root causes of strain on your spine, supporting overall muscular health. So if you want, for a second, if you're sitting or you're able to, don't do this if you're driving, but if you interlock your fingers and then stretch your hands up over your head, really stretch it to the sky. Notice how your body is feeling. Maybe you haven't done a lot of movement today. Maybe you're just waking up. Maybe you're like, whoa, what's going on with my back because I've been sitting at a desk all day. That is where we're wanting to work on that balance and posture. Through the practice of yoga, from a preventative standpoint, we then train our minds and our bodies to interwork together. And by maintaining these balances for long periods of time and these postures for long periods of time, like say daily practice, our natural body's positioning will then align with those practices. So if we don't, for example, practice yoga and we slouch a lot or we're hunched over all the time, our body is naturally going to stay in that position. Now, if we practice yoga and we're aligning our bodies in these standing tall tree formations in these balances sequences, then say, for example, you might start noticing at work you sit taller. When you have to go into a meeting and you sit at a chair, you're probably not going to slouch automatically because your body's natural stance is going to then shift to the posturing that you're doing through yoga practice. This is the fascinating stuff I nerd out over. Seeing that transformative outcome over time is just fascinating to me. So, breathing and oxygenation. In yoga, breath is life. In life, breath is life, right? Through Pranayama, you explore deep, controlled breathing, which enhances your respiratory function and boosts oxygenation through your body. This process supports your body's natural healing and can positively impact your overall health. Stress reduction. Stress can darken our sense of well-being. When you practice yoga, you activate the parasympathetic nervous system, promoting relaxation and reducing the impact of stress. This shift brings a sense of calm and helps your body recover. Chronic stress can lead to health issues by overworking the body and preventing healing. Managing stress through yoga allows your body to focus on recovery and healing. This leads into the science and research that promotes that trauma sits in our bodies, right? Anytime we're stressed and we go into fight or flight, our muscles tense up, our oxygen depletes, our daily systems, we might not want to eat anything. We probably don't need to go to the bathroom. All these things start to happen. Our bodies physically respond, prepared to survive. So if we're going about our day, depending on what life situations have occurred up to our point in time that we're having this discussion, our bodies may or may not respond differently to perceived stress, perceived threats. And so chronic stress, if we're constantly just like pushing through it without any resolution or healing or processing, then that's where we start to not know how to recover. Through the use of yoga, it promotes natural healing, whether we're aware of it or not. Putting our body into that positioning, putting our breath work into that rhythmic cycle, really allows our body to get that oxygenation back through, allows our brain to be logical in its thinking, manage emotions better, and then allows our body to then heal. It relaxes those muscle systems where we like put our stress in our hips, our neck, things like that. So moving into inflammation reduction. Speaking of chronic stress, we have chronic inflammation can quietly harm your body, leading to various health issues like cardiovascular disease and autoimmune disorders. Research suggests that yoga can help reduce inflammation. By practicing yoga, you can positively impact your body's inflammatory response, contributing to better overall health. So this aligns with the statement above that we were talking about, that chronic stress. And then leading into pain management, right? So we're breaking it down. Pain shouldn't dictate our life, but as you know, like if we're managing chronic pain from a car accident or autoimmune issues, medical situations, or maybe we just developed migraines that constantly just attack us throughout the day, we oftentimes give into that pain and it's dilapidating. We just stop doing what we need to be doing. So it shouldn't dictate that, right? Through mindfulness yoga practices, there's an opportunity for you to be able to change that perspective and start to manage a little better. You can explore ways to manage chronic pain, whether it's lower back pain, arthritis, or migraines. These practices can help increase your pain tolerance and change that perception of discomfort. So it doesn't necessarily get rid of it, but allows you to sit with it and mindfully process it and communicate with your brain on what can I do with this pain and what is this pain telling me? And how can I then accept this pain and move through it, right? So the journey towards relief really starts there. Neuroplasticity and brain health, my jam. the mind, the brain. All right, the mind and body share a deep connection. When you practice yoga, you nurture not only your physical health, but also neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to reorganize and adapt. This can profoundly impact your cognitive function and emotional well being. So, if we're in a constant state of stress and we're not allowing oxygen to move through our brains and through our bodies and it's sitting in us, then that neuroplasticity isn't as flexible. You know the saying, can't teach an old dog new tricks. So as you know, you definitely can. We are lifelong learners if we want to be. And so engaging in forms of yoga, it really allows us as a balanced perspective to get that oxygen flowing back through our brain, get that logic back in there, and it really supports the neuroplasticity of things. It allows us to maintain higher levels of focus, allows us to be organized, it allows us to learn things. It also improves our memory over time. There's a bunch of other things that play a role in that, but this is a foundational piece that really can start kickstarting that movement. All right, so in conclusion, adopting yoga can be a powerful way to support your physical well-being. Success comes from setting simple, clear goals and practicing consistently. If this resonates with you, consider exploring the transformative practice of yoga to unlock its healing potential. You can find yoga classes at local studios or practice from home with online resources like YouTube. Keep in mind that individual responses to yoga can vary, and scientific research is still exploring the mechanisms behind its effects on physical health. While many studies support yoga's benefits, more research is needed to fully understand how it works and the specific pathways involved. Additionally, yoga is often recommended as a complementary approach rather than a sole treatment for medical conditions. Always consult your healthcare professionals for personalized advice, especially if you have pre-existing health conditions. So as we come to the end of today's episode, I want to extend a heartfelt thank you to each and every one of you for joining me. Your time and attention means the world. Remember, the wisdom and insights you've shared today are just the beginning of unmasking your inner wisdom and cultivating expertise in yourself. Whether you're rolling out your yoga mat, practicing mindfulness in your daily life, or simply taking a moment to breathe deeply, know that you are taking meaningful steps towards your own well-being. If you've enjoyed today's episode and found it helpful, I'd be truly grateful if you could share it with a friend or leave a review on your favorite podcast platform. Your support helps us reach more people and spread the message of mental health and healing far and wide. Until next time, take care of yourselves and extend that kindness not only to yourself, but also to those around you. Together, we can create a world where everyone has the support and resources they need to thrive. Wishing you peace, balance, and aha moments. Until we meet again.